In part 1 of this college documentary tutorial series, we successfully created the first half of our documentary voiceover script.
Lamborghini, an Italian tractor manufacturer. Initially, he simply wanted to build a sports car that was more comfortable and better in quality.
Now in part 2, it's time to get the job done. We'll take the process even further by applying more creative techniques, adding texture to the visuals, and adjusting the frame rate to give it a more collage look. So make sure to watch this video until the end. And don't forget to subscribe and join my Patreon to get access to all the assets and project files I use in this tutorial. You can also chat with me directly in the community chat. Check out the link in the description. Now let's jump into the video. First, let's move on to the next line.
Then Ferrari, after being disappointed with Enzo Ferrari's customer service.
Just like the previous step, before we jump to the next line, I'm gonna make an out transition first for this clip. And it's so simple. I'm just gonna make a slide left transition just like we did before. After we add keyframe on each layer, just select and reposition them until they disappear from the frame. Now ease all the keyframes by pressing Alt and K. So, it's gonna look like this. Now, let's import the assets for the next clip. So, here I have a picture of Enzo Ferrari, which is the rival of Lamborghini. The first thing that I'm going to do is to flip this picture. So all the asset positions in this clip will be the opposite of the positions in the Ferruccio Lamborghini clip. And there is an unwanted object right here. I'm just going to remove it using the pen on the masking tool. Now let's put another asset here, and you just have to scale and position it. Also, don't forget to change the color to black and white by decreasing the saturation in adjustment menu. Now, let's make some text animation again to show this figure's name. Now, just like in the previous clip, for the in animation, I'm going to use bounce left and set the duration to 1 second to both of these text layers. Now drag one of these text layer forward to set the timing. Then, let's make another highlight animation again for one of this text. First, I'm going to duplicate the text layer that I'm going to highlight. Now, as you can see, there is still an in animation in the duplicated layer. So here, you need to turn it off, because we are going to create in animation for this text layer using masking tool, and just trim it after the appearance of the original text layer. Then, just like before, I'm going to add this color overlay for the highlight, and change the text color to white. Now, you just have to reshape the color overlay to the word you want to highlight using rectangle and masking tool. After that, compound the text and the highlight layer. Now, let's animate them. Let's start with the highlight. Go to Mask, and then select Split. Rotate the mask to -90 degrees. Now drag it to the left until the highlight disappears. Add keyframe on the mask setting. Move forward 1 second, and drag the mask to right until the highlight appears. Now press Alt and K to ease the keyframe for smoother motion. Now, you just have to do the exact same step for the text layer. So, it's gonna look like this. Now, let's animate the car and the figure. So basically, right here I'm just gonna make a simple slide up animation using keyframes to the figure. Let's add a keyframe on transform at the beginning of this layer. Then, move forward a few seconds and add a keyframe again. Now, go back to the first keyframe and reposition the figure for the starting position. And now, you just need to ease the keyframe again to smooth the motion. And then, now let's animate the car with the same steps. Trim it a little bit for the timing. Then add keyframe on the transform. Move forward a few seconds. And add another keyframe. Go back to the first keyframe and I'm going to position it right here for the starting position. And now smooth out the motion. So, it's going to look like this. Let's move on to the next line.
Lamborghini's first car, the 350 GT, immediately caught attention. But the real game changer was the Miura, the first supercar with a mid-engine layout that defined the modern sports car design.
Let's start it by making the transition. For the transition, I'm just going to add an out animation for this clip using keyframes as well. So, let's start adding them to all of these layers. After that, move a few seconds. Now, select all of these layers except the background. Then reposition them for the out position. And now you just have to ease all the keyframes. So, it's going to look like this. Now, let's add another assets for the next clip, then scale and position it. Now, let's add an animation. For the animation, I'm just going to add a slide down animation using keyframes. And now I'm going to add some text for the name of the car and also the manufacturing year. Now, let's apply an animation to the text. Select this two text layer, and here I'm going to apply this animation for both of these text layer. Now, drag one of these layers forward for the timing, so it's going to look like this. Now I'm going to make out animation for all of these assets and also for the transition to the next car. Let's just add keyframe on transform in each of the layer the duration where you want to start the out animation. Now select all the layers. Move the playhead forward a few seconds and reposition them to the bottom until they disappear from the frame. And then, you just need to ease all the keyframes. Now, let's add the assets for the next clip. Here, I have a picture of a car with no front lid. So, this is the original picture, but I just separate the car and the front lid into two separate pictures using Photopea. But you can also do this in Capcut using pen on the masking tool. I did this on Photopea so I can just share the edited assets with you on my Patreon, the link in the description. And now, I'm gonna add the picture of this car machine and just position the layer below the car layer. Now, you just have to scale and position it to match with the car. To cut all the unnecessary part of this machine, go to Mask and select Pen. With this pen tool, you just have to select all the part of the machine that you want to use. Now as you can see that the machine looks like it's in the car. Now, I'm going to add the lid and just position it to cover the machine. After that, add the original picture of the car and position the layer before this clip. Now, it's time to animate the lid to show the machine. Let's add keyframe on transform here, then move forward a few seconds and position the lid to wherever you want. Now ease the keyframe. So, it's gonna look like this. Now select all of these layers and compound them. So, here you can start to make the in-animation for this car, but you have to make sure that the size of this car is matched with the size of the car in the previous clip. Now, to make the in-animation for this car, I'm just gonna add a simple slide-down animation using the keyframes. And here is the result. And now you just need to duplicate the text animation from the previous clip and apply it to this clip. So, it's gonna look like this. Now to make the video looks more interesting, let's add a texture here. So here, I'm gonna use a grunge texture for this video, and let's just apply it for the whole duration. Now, just change the blend mode to multiply. So, it's gonna look like this. And now for the final touch. And also, this is the most important thing in collage style animation, is we need to decrease the frame rates to somewhere between 12 to 15 frame rates per second. So what you need to do here is go to Effect and find the effect called FPS lag. And once you find it, you just have to apply it to the whole duration, and also you can set the setting to this. And that's how you make a documentary with collage animation style. Leave a like if this video helped you. Thank you guys for watching, and also thanks to my patrons for supporting this channel. If you want to join it, you can check the link in the description. And here is the final result.
Lamborghini was founded in 1963 by Ferruccio Lamborghini, an Italian tractor manufacturer. Initially, he simply wanted to build a sports car that was more comfortable and better in quality than Ferrari after being disappointed with Enzo Ferrari's customer service. Lamborghini's first car, the 350 GT, immediately caught attention. But the real game changer was the Miura, 1966, the first supercar with a mid-engine layout that defined the modern sports car design.